Thank you very much. Thank you. I very much welcome and always the Green Party motions are always very long and informative, and we learn an awful lot through them. And thank you very much for it. I think it's really good and it's comprehensive, and it does reflect our programme for government that our three parties came together and agreed and wanted to work forward together. I also welcome the white paper. I think there's a huge amount in it, and I really hope that the WRC negotiations that are facilitated down there work very well, and that the local authority employees feel comfortable in all of the changes that are coming. I came to the whole water issue a number of years ago, having had the experience of working in Rwanda and seeing firsthand what happens when a whole community are impoverished when it comes to water and have to struggle with the provision of water. And thankfully, through the through Irish Aid, a water pump was installed, and the whole community got the benefit of that. So I saw that firsthand. So consequently, when it came to the idea of us paying for water, I had no inhibitions about that, of thinking that was actually the right thing to do. It's right that we are responsible and that we recognise this to be the finite and very precious resource that it is. And of course, with all the caveats that those who can't pay, that nobody would be denied, and I don't think it was ever suggested that anybody would be denied water. However, I do appreciate that there were challenges when it came to who could afford to pay. I've also had the experience of having to negotiate on behalf of residential development that was a legacy of the Celtic Tiger period, of having to deal with their wastewater treatment there, where they were in the middle of nowhere and left there with a system that was at the mercy of a developer who would or would not accept responsibility for it. So I think that there are legacy issues like that also need to be dealt with and need to be considered, especially when these estates from the Celtic Tiger area now are being taken in charge, and by councils can step back and not take responsibility for something that wasn't the residents' fault. They bought it at a time, at a desperation when they had to at times, out in the outskirts of Dublin and within the commuter belt, be that very far away. I would draw your attention, Minister, to the Arterial Drainage Act, which I know isn't under you, it's under another colleague, but in that there is a provision in that that the Office of Public Works removes riverside trees and vegetation with heavy machinery, affecting wildlife habitats. And I suppose I would challenge, can we have a look at that and review the necessity of that in the context of all of this work on water. And I suppose lastly I would say that I completely support and would like to see and move towards the statutory provision of having our water always in public ownership, and making sure we do that.
Thank you indeed, Senator.